Hello everybody, welcome to another review. So I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by Tallah, their third record, Primeval, Obsession and Detachment. So I haven't really listened to much of this band, but with how much I've heard a lot of good things about them, how they are probably one of the most beloved newer new metal bands, it's kind of got me intrigued to give them a sit down and just kind of digest a whole new record from them. And we have now got a third record, which I think is 5 years after their debut, which was Matriphagy, or Matriphagy, I think I probably butchered that, which came out in 2020, their debut record. And I remember listening to a couple of songs on there, but I haven't really sat down and listened to a whole record until now. So the new Tallah record, even if this could be their major sound they stick to entirely, I feel like this is definitely a very versatile record that even experiments and plays with a lot of interesting ideas, where each song just keeps you on your toes and has a lot of fun aspects that keeps it refreshing, such as tracks like As Fate Undoes, which has some amazing drumming and just guitars to start off the song, and it keeps the heaviness of the bit intact, but when you kind of get to the meaty chorus, it just plays with some awesome grooves. I love the way it can go from just menacing to groove. I feel like they do that in such a great way, but then you're not expecting exactly how they're going to do it, because it's always one insane idea next to the other. So it's quite enjoyable. Honestly, the only song I actually listened to prior to the album release was Undone by Fate. I talked about this one as a single, and this one was great. Probably one of the best tracks on the album still. I just love how this one has so many fun aspects to it. It feels like there's just about 20 ideas compiled into one, but they don't just over flood the song to feel just bloated. Instead they just make each aspect of it work. They can tinker, add so many creative ideas, and it doesn't feel like there's even any point of kind of simplifying the song. The song just goes for whatever it does, let it sell, and it works. It's quite a lot of fun. I think this is the kind of formula I like about Tallah, is that they can just pretty much be out there. They can just have some great harsh vocals, and they can just go for just an absolute belter of a chorus. The riffs, the drumming on this album just honestly is pretty top notch as well. You kind of get towards the end as well, which I say the kind of last few songs might be some of the more forgettable stuff, at least Depleted and What We Want, but they're still pretty strong songs, I'd say, and I love some of the aspects to them as well. The new metal definitely shines in a lot of these songs, when some of the moments, like in My Primeval Obsession, where it feels like there's traits of Korn sound, or at least there's some moments like Depleted, which you can feel like, oh shit, this is turning into a Korn song, whether it's the way the guitars are, the bass line, the drumming, or just the vocal delivery. It feels like Jonathan Davis when he's building up to some of the heavier moments in classic Korn sounds, at least from something like Blind, where the energy's building up and you can hear him definitely going more and more aggressive when he's going, I'm blind. So it is generally fun to just kind of see where they're building on top of all these ideas from. The album as a whole is just, it's not the same thing each time. You're getting a complete different enjoyable experience that all underlines into the same sound of Tallah, but with a lot of versatility, and I appreciate that. I love how different each song is, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I wouldn't say this is downright spectacular. I've seen a lot of people calling this a masterpiece, and it could be the best Tallah album. I think still there's some things that they could improve upon and make it a bit stronger, but as of what it is, it's still a very good album and one I personally enjoy. I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a great record, and I hope you all enjoyed the review. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.